I like the Wendell Carter Jr. extension, 3 years, $59 million. And for some reason, it feels kind of controversial to say that I like the extension, just because as someone who's as chronically on NBA Twitter as I am, I've seen, it feels like the consensus on Twitter is that the Magic need an upgrade at the center position. And on the one hand, I kind of get it, because Wendell Carter Jr., not such a great rim protector. He's been kind of injury prone throughout his entire career. Like, the most games he's played in a season is 62, which is not great. He also did not really do so well in the playoffs this past year, as Orlando battled Cleveland in that 7-game first round series. So like, you definitely can feel this need as, like, you know, as the Magic are trying to ascend, led by Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, like they need something better, something, you know, an upgrade at the center position. But the reason I like this deal for Orlando is that, I mean, there is still stuff to like about Wendell Carter Jr. 11 points and 7 rebounds this past season in just 26 minutes a night. That's pretty good production in limited minutes. 37% from 3. That's also not, like, don't take having a legitimate stretch 5 for granted. That definitely opens up so much for their offense. And, you know, he's definitely shown flashes in the past of, like, legitimate, you know, quality production. In the 2 years before this past one, he averaged 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2.5 assists. He's a solid playmaker at the center position as well. And I think what you also like about the Magic committing to Wendell Carter Jr. is that I think it sort of locks in this core just a little bit more, which I think it's very important for young teams to have continuity as they try and build up their team, as they try and build some levels of success. And I think it's particularly important to this Magic team, where I feel like you really saw last year in getting back to the playoffs, this team really likes playing with each other. They really just have so much fun playing together and seeing each other succeed. And Wendell Carter Jr. was obviously such a big part of that. So to bring back a key piece to that team, I think was very important in keeping the continuity and keeping the chemistry and keeping the good vibes going. And I also feel like, if nothing else with this extension, getting a quality center who, by the way, is only 25 years old, like, this dude is, I guess you could say, just now only entering his prime, getting that dude at just $20 million a year, which nowadays for a starting center is nothing, I think that's a steal. I think that's such a bargain move for Orlando. And look, if you could tell me, hey, they could have upgraded their center position and gone out and gotten player X, player Y, player Z, who's better than Wendell Carter Jr., a better fit, I definitely would have listened to the argument. But considering the options that were out there weren't really so great, I mean, who out there could they have gone that would have been better than Wendell Carter Jr.? I think you bring him back. I think it's a great contract, both just to have on your books, and then, you know, if you, like, it's not the worst contract in the league. And I think if there is a situation arises where the Magic see an opportunity to upgrade their roster, I hate to sort of say it because I don't want to make players sound disposable, but, like, it's a very tradable contract. So you sign this guy who is a quality producer, you know, brings some unique skills that definitely help your offense. Again, having that stretch 5, I think is invaluable. He's a solid rebounder as well. You bring that guy on a valuable contract, on a value contract, and a guy who I think is clearly well liked within the organization. You keep the continuity, you keep the chemistry going. That definitely seems worth it. And if things come up, and if, you know, things begin to stagnate, and, you know, if they don't necessarily take the step forward that they want to this coming season, if Wendell Carter Jr., you know, is even more injury prone and just doesn't necessarily progress in ways you want, or it's just like seems like they're heading in different directions, then it's an easily movable contract. So, like, it just seems like, I don't want to call it like a risk, because again, the risk is very low at $20 million a year for a starting center in the NBA nowadays, with the salary cap being what it is. But, like, it just seemed like a very logical move for Orlando to make, both to help them in the present and to also, you know, keep some flexibility and financial stability moving forward.